Steve Clifton was a student at the College of DuPage in the Multimedia Arts program, which is now the Motion Picture Television program. Steve completed his degree in 2004-2005. Steve was a non-traditional student, and before coming to COD, he was a teacher.
Well, my dad decided to change careers because he had been teaching for 11, 12 years and was starting to feel like it was time to get some different education in a different field, that maybe his experience was getting a little bit outdated.
He had decided that he needed to do something new. The two full-time careers was a little bit much, and so he decided to go back to school. And initially, being an older student, he was struggling with the whole music education thing, with some of the classes that they were requiring him to take, since he had spent 20 years basically teaching music, and they wanted him to take conducting 101.
COD is what gave him both the knowledge from class and the experience from working as a student intern in the media department that he needed. That's what he needed in order to be successful in his second career.
Steve was enrolled in video courses in the Multimedia Arts program at the College of DuPage. He took my Intro to Studio Production, my Pre-Production, and my Advanced TV course. Steve also received a paid internship credit to produce a promotional video for our department. His group presented an idea on a promotional video concept to promote the new Motion Picture Television degree, and the group was selected to then go and produce that video.
Steve was hired as a general student aide, and we we hire people generally out of this program. He came to us with a lot of skills that many times students just walking in the door don't have. So he was very skilled in doing lots of things, and our training of him was mainly just showing him the way we wanted things done in the department and the way we did things. And he adapted to it really well and was very good at working with the other students, because he was almost a father figure for most of them. He was the right age. He was very good at getting the job done. If we sent him out on a particular project, sometimes we worry about someone not completing the project or not getting everything done on time. Steve was the kind of guy that really would stick to it, and if he had to work some extra time to get a job done, he would do that. He was very much a performer. And to that point, in 2004, we gave Steve the Joel Shea Award, which is an award we give every year to one student that goes above and beyond and is a motivation to all the other students on campus or in the department.
Steve Clifton was our student employee at Multimedia Services for over a year. He was one of our awesome students. And the reason why I say awesome is because he was a non-traditional student. The majority of our students that work for us, for our department, are the traditional students, but we sometimes do get non-traditional like Steve. And he was special because he had so much energy. Every shift that he came in, he had so much energy. He gave it 110%. He made the whole team better. I remember he used to come in, and there's always a joke that he would tell, to start his shift. Or he would come in and just sit down like he was just welcomed everywhere, and he'd talk to you about life, about, nothing about the job first, but just about life. And he was like a father figure for me at times when I was having difficulties with my father. So he was a special student employee of mine. Steve brought a different type of atmosphere to every project that we did. He was very motivated. He loved doing video, and it showed because he started his own company, or he had his company while he was working for us, and we even hired him as a freelancer after he finished his career at College of DuPage, but it was very helpful. If he didn't know an answer, he'd go seek and find it. He would, oh boy, he would just make everyone better, work a lot better at their job, I would say.
Steve Clifton was a student of mine in the first class I taught at College of DuPage, and I was teaching a motion graphics and special effects class. He was one of the people I really liked, and I definitely remembered as an outstanding student. One of the projects he worked on in my class was particularly difficult for somebody with experience, but he was persistent, he stuck with it. Steve was one of the most courteous students I've had. That's one of the things I remember about him too, his concern for his family. He really cared a lot about his wife and children. He was respectful of all the students in class. He had a good sense of humor. He was outgoing. I enjoyed just talking with him, not only about the lessons, but just about stuff. So Steve, I really had a lot of respect for him.
After he graduated from COD, he started his own freelance, personal business. He did weddings,
Special events. He would do a lot of covering school athletic events, stuff like that. And he was also volunteering at his church, working with their media department.
Which eventually led to him getting the job he truly loved, which was joining the staff full-time as their campus technical coordinator.
The memory that I have about Steve is his laughter. He had a contagious laughter, and you could, I could just still hear it in my mind when I'm just talking about it. It was just very happy and very loud, but just a very happy laugh. And he was just always a very happy person and kind person, and was easy to talk to. And I enjoyed having him in my classes, and I think he really worked well with the other students in the class.
He was more of a teacher than a student. I mean, he was really good at helping the other students learn the editing system, learn the cameras, learn shooting. His role in the department, aside from a worker, was also a teacher. He was a good mentor to other students.
Yes, he is. His laughter was very contagious and very loud. Very loud. He would. I wish I had a lot more students like Stephen Clifton. You know, he loved. You know what? He loved Sony Vegas. He would hate coming into our studios and editing on Avid, and I think we weren't Final Cut yet. So he would be like, "Oh, we should be editing it in Vegas, Vegas Pro," and I don't know if he got paid by Vegas to, or Sony to say that, but that was pretty funny. I always thought about that.
Well, one of the things that sticks out with a lot of students is care for family. And even though it wasn't a central topic, it was apparent that his family was first in his life. And I really kind of gravitate to people like that. So that's something that will always stand out for me.
One of the things that really stands out to me about my dad, and one of the things I really remember, is he loved people, he loved learning, and he loved teaching. He loved being able to share that knowledge with people. I think both from a relationship standpoint, he loved being around people.
Dad, even when he stopped being a teacher, he was still a teacher. He didn't really know how to shut it off. And even at the end, when he was working full time for the church just in the media department, he still was making connections with younger guys in the technical group, and teaching them how to do videography and how to do PowerPoint, and he never really shut it off.
He had a great sense of humor. He loved God and his family. He enjoyed music. He enjoyed media, and he had a heart for youth of all ages. One friend recently told me, or reminded me, that Steve was a teacher who never stopped being a student, and I thought that was so true. And I believe he would be really happy with what we're doing here, being able to pass on some of his legacy.